For the Atlas 10, what to put under your Atlas 10. Hey guys, Luke here from Cinevate for another edition of Ask Cinevate. Now, if you saw last time's episode, we were talking about the Atlas 10 and mounting options underneath, so tripod, C-stands, light stands, and things like that. And this week we're going to be still Atlas 10 focused, but we're going to talk about mounting options on top of the slider, as well as a few little bonus questions in there, such as the leg options and the difference between the Atlas 10 and the Atlas FLT. So first up, we have Atlas 10 and the FLT. So hopefully just visually you can see the difference. I mean, obviously the FLT is a thinner rail. It's just under 2 inches, and the Atlas 10 is just under 3 inches. Now, the 10 comes in a 26 and a 35-inch length, and the FLT is only available in 26 inches. And this guy weighs just over 5 pounds. The bigger guy here is around 10, and then the 26-inch version is just around, I think, 8 pounds. And then finally, the Atlas 10 will hold up to about 40 pounds, and the FLT will hold about 20 pounds. This will vary a little bit depending on which tripod head you're using, so you just want to make sure your head's rated at an appropriate weight when you add up your slider and your camera, lens, and et cetera, et cetera. And all these numbers will be available in the blog description. So next up are the feet options for the Atlas 10, and right now I have the standard or regular legs, and these guys will thread on and off, so you can height adjust a little bit. Otherwise you're stuck with this fixed position, but they are nice because they're anti-scratch, so you can put it on any surface and you're not going to mark it up. And your other option are the all-terrain legs, and these guys can go on and you get your kip here, it'll just thread on like such. They do have a bunch of, actually, I think 8 indexing points, so you can go on all sorts of surfaces. You'll find that you're going to hit right off the bat on the regular leg, so I always take this guy off. But to store it, there's all sorts of thread points on this guy, so I just put it on the other side and thread it in, so it's out of the way, but always handy. And then now I can, if I need to, I can, lock it in like that, and it's not going anywhere. So easy as that. Now we're going to talk about mounting options on top of the Atlas slider. So we ship it standard with a 3/8 thread, and this will allow you to put on tripod heads or ball heads. As you probably know, your camera's got a 1/4 thread in it, so it's not going to mount directly on, so you're going to want to put a ball head or tripod head on. In this case, I've got the Manfrotto 503, and it ships with a 75mm half ball, and you can't really see, but there are little set screws in there you're going to loosen off, and then I've already done it, and then the ball comes right off. Now you have the 3/8 female hole, so you can just pop that directly on. Now you have pan and tilt with your slide. But if you wanted to add leveling capability, you're going to want to use a Manfrotto ball leveler. And in this case, we ship it with a little 3/16 washer on there, and that just allows you to use the handle without it interfering with the carriage. Just going to thread that on nice and tight. And then now I can mount my tripod head right to that. And one thing you might not be able to see either are there's little set screws on here too. So you'd put this on and then tighten the set screws so when you're panning it doesn't loosen off. But it's on there pretty tight anyways for our purposes. Loosen that and you can see now I can level it off. And plus I have pan and tilt with my slide. So now I have a Manfrotto 504 head. If you're familiar with this guy, it has a fixed 75mm half ball. So it's not really meant to be taken off. I'm sure you could take it off, you're probably going to mess it up. So it's not going to work. So now we have another Manfrotto piece. It's a 325 end. It's in the catalog now, and basically this is going to allow you to attach to this guy here. It'll also work for 100mm as well, but basically just any ball you can't take off. And it ships with the 75 to 100 adapter, so you don't have to buy that separately. And that'll allow you to put this directly onto it. You can either thread this manually clockwise, or you can turn the screw here counterclockwise, nice and tight. And now you've added your pan tilt with a like a 504 or any head that's got the fixed half ball. Lastly, I have the Manfrotto RC2 ball head. Now, like the other ones, I'll just thread on here nice and easy. Now with this guy, you don't have the pan and tilt capabilities of the other heads. It allows, if you're going to be doing vertical or horizontal mounting, you can orient the camera accordingly with your horizon line. So it's pretty versatile in that regard. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Ask Cinevate. Hopefully you got a lot of information. If you have any more questions, send them to ask@cinevate.com or tweet @CinevateInc. And hopefully we can answer your question in a future episode.